What is up, gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode on the channel. On today's episode, I'll be running you guys through my no BS guide in terms of how to look better as a man. We'll look at things that you can do to look better physically and to project the right mindset as well as the right visuals outward. So before we get into this episode, let's answer the question, why do you want to look better, right? Why is this something that should be ingrained in all of us, especially as men? Because society tells us that we really shouldn't care about how we dress, and maybe that how we project ourselves out to the world is a little bit effeminate. And if we care about that is counterintuitive to being a man. So why should you care? Well, understand this. Understand that in life, you are always competing to get the things you want. You're competing to go after the jobs you want, to go after the money you want, to go after the people that you want, and ultimately, you need to put your best foot forward. Every single interaction that you have in this life is projected and predicated based on how you project yourself out to the world. Put two types of people together. Man A is just woken up. He has bedhead. He has crust under his eyes. He's a little bit overweight. He just looks oily and greasy or well, but he's a great guy. He's very intelligent. He's well spoken. Versus Man B. Man B is, let's just say, he's working on himself. He's an average to above average person, but he dresses well. He has a nice perfume on. He's well groomed. He's well maintained. He's spoken in the right way. Think of what results both of these people are going to get out of life. Man A is going to struggle to actually give himself the opportunity to showcase the best parts of himself, whereas Man B is literally going to be able to be given the chance right off the bat. So if you want to be able to be more like Man B, well, watch this episode. I'm about to run you through my 6 key tips. Number 1 on the list is to consistently sweat. Whether this is through sports performance training, right? Through high intensity training, boxing, or it's by actually attending a sauna. You consistently want to be sweating. Sweating, the release of moisture, is going to help you to release toxins, to release dirt, to release oil buildup. And ultimately, by sweating consistently, you are promoting blood circulation around your body, which is going to help feed nutrients to your muscles and to your skin cells, which is going to keep them feeling and actually looking fresher for longer. Make sure as well that when you're sweating, right, think of your face. Think of the last time that you felt puffier. You might have gone out the night before, you might have drank heavily. The day after, you're going to feel extremely puffy because your face is retaining a ton of moisture. This creates an unevenness to your face and a puffiness to your face that is actually not that attractive. When you dehydrate yourself, when you lose that moisture in your face, what happens is that you ultimately end up sharpening up the masculine features, your jawline, your chin bone. All of these features begin to sharpen up as you lose the moisture and your actual facial features begin to be brought out to the surface. Number 2 is make sure to drink enough water on a day-to-day basis. So for a man between the ages of 20 and 40, you're going to want to aim for around 15.5 cups of water or 3.75 liters of water daily. Why do you want to do this? Well, understand that your skin is the biggest organ in your body, and the way that you treat that organ is going to go a long way towards your outer appearance. Your skin is pretty much who you are. So making sure that you are drinking water keeps your body hydrated and refreshed all day long. This is going to help to maintain your skin's elasticity. It's going to help clear up acne if you have acne. It's going to help to slow down the effects of aging, balance out your pH, and ultimately it's going to make sure that your skin lasts in its youthful appearance for longer. One thing that I like to do is, in order to hit my required target of around 15.5 cups of water a day, I make sure that I'm stocking up regularly on a type of water that I actually like to drink. So if you hate to drink tap water, try drinking a brand of water that you actually are or have an affinity to. For me, I love sparkling water, so I make sure to keep my office and my home stocked with sparkling water so that whenever I want to drink water, there's no barrier of entry. I almost feel inclined to drink because I like what I'm about to drink. Number 3 on the list is going to be to make sure that you take care of your skin. There's this 3 very, very simple step process that I follow. Number 1 is I cleanse. When I cleanse, I will use a light foam soap that's just meant to cleanse my face, meant to get rid of any built up oil and any sort of dirt that's on the surface of the skin. And then I will exfoliate. I might use a clay mask, or I might use something that has a little bit more of a scrub type feature to it. And here, this is just meant to get a little bit deeper under skin and to get rid of, again, any built up dirt or any oil. And the last thing you want to do is to moisturize. Again, The idea that you should maintain a healthy moisture balance to your skin is going to keep it hydrated, it's going to keep it plump and just vitalized for longer. So moisturizing in the day with an SPF or with a sun protective moisturizer, and at night, you don't really need to go for an SPF rated moisturizer, but just something that's going to keep your skin from drying out overnight. Then comes the last part, which is perfecting your skin. So in the morning, I have a very simple routine that I just use to clear up my skin and to just project a very minimalistically well done and put together facial. So number one is I will use a brand called Arborian. It's a Korean brand, or it's a South Korean brand, and I'll use their CC cream, which is a skin perfector. It acts as a base that I use, and it just sort of cleanses up everything. It creates a very uniform appearance across the skin. It gets rid of all these smaller bumps and textures that create variety in your face and create a different complexion across different areas. So it perfects and it just standardizes. And then I will hit it with a simple couple swabs of the BB cream, which is sort of like a concealer, and it's just something that I use very, very sparingly on the temple, on my forehead, my temples, nose, cheekbones, and just very, very lightly apply in order to perfect and to smooth out everything, giving my skin a perfected appearance without it being overbearing or noticeable, and a very matted appearance, so that even when I'm on camera right now, I'm not being overly shiny or overly oily. Number 4 on the list is, and this is something you will have heard before, is to take a cold shower in the morning. Why do you want to take a cold shower? Why is this such an overplayed sort of self-help guru tip? Believe me guys, it works, and it works for a variety of different reasons. But what you need to understand is that putting your body into discomfort, number one, mentally, it trains you to actually adopt discomfort and to be willing to take on discomfort. One of the best feelings in the world is when I'm looking at that shower head and I'm staring at it, sort of like a stare down. And I know what is about to hit me, but I do it anyway. It's a mini win that I am able to accrue in the beginning of the day that tells me, and that I tell myself, that I'm willing to approach the challenges of the day head on and to tackle them where I need to. And then on the physiological side, it's going to help to decrease inflammation. So if you're someone that works out regularly, right, whether it's a combat sport or you're weightlifting or you're powerlifting, it's going to help with the recovery. It's also going to help lower your cortisol levels. So the lower your cortisol levels, the better your ability is to be more stable, to maintain your mood, and to just have the lack of that anxious, that anxiety sort of feeling that cortisol or higher cortisol levels are going to be able to promote. And then the last thing is going to be when you're showering in the morning, especially a cold shower. This is going to be much needed after a night where you're pretty much sweating overnight. You're building up oils on the surface of your skin. So I don't really understand the people that choose to shower before they go to bed. Definitely shower in the morning. It's a great start to your day, and ultimately it helps you to clean overall and to project yourself in the best possible way. Number 5 is going to be, and I love this point, is to dress classically but simply. So you don't have to dress like me. This is a little bit more of a fashion forward look, but if you want to dress classically in a way that is very simple and straightforward, start off with a simple white button-up poplin shirt. Make sure it's white, not off-white, just something that's crisp, that's clean. Pair it with a single-breasted peak lapel, right around 10 centimeters wide, medium navy jacket. And then pair that jacket with medium navy, medium to high-waisted trousers that have side tabs and that don't have belt loops. So why is this something specifically that you want to do? Well, the medium to high-waistedness is going to allow your silhouette to accentuate and to elongate yourself. This is going to make you look taller than you actually are. And again, who doesn't want to be taller than they actually are? The lack of a belt in the middle is going to create a smooth, uninterrupted silhouette that again is going to help to lengthen your torso and to project a more confidence and more dominance overall. And then the last thing, when it comes to the way that you button your poplin shirt, assuming here you're not wearing a tie, and if you're just starting off, honestly, you don't have to wear a tie. I rarely wear a tie, and when I do, it's something that is a treat, and I enjoy wearing a tie. But if you just want to adopt a classical look, no need for a tie. What you want to do is to make sure the first 2 buttons are unbuttoned. You don't want to be a nerd, right? You don't want to be that kind of person that's all buttoned up right here. Allow yourself to exude that confidence, right? You built a good body, you have a nice upper chest, show it. So be unapologetic in that regard. If you're a little bit more daring, then consider buttoning or unbuttoning the 3. Again, all of this And all of these are simple tricks, but believe me when I say that when I project myself in this scenario, I really don't care about what other people think. I enjoy this look, all right? I enjoy the way that I project myself. And yes, it can seem a little bit arrogant and a little bit of a show-offy sort of trait, but honestly, I know I look good in it, so I'm willing to put myself in that scenario where I feel a little bit uncomfortable and people might call me arrogant. When it comes to shoes, keep it simple. Cap-toe Oxfords in either a medium brown or a black, right? The simplicity of Oxfords is beautiful. And if you want to go for different shoes, we've done an episode, or we will do an episode in the future that's going to cover all the shoes you need. Socks. Either wear no-show socks, but definitely with cap-toe Oxfords, no-show socks. You always want to have knee-high socks over the calf socks, and always make sure to match the sock color to your trouser color. So if you're wearing blue trousers, make sure to match with blue socks. I don't want to see any of these funny patterns, especially when you're trying to create a classical look. Number 6 is going to be to work out specifically to emphasize masculine body ideals. So what is the masculine body ideal? It is the upside down triangle. So it's broad shoulders and a narrow torso. Don't ask me why, but this is classically the most attractive sort of body type for men, especially when women are actually looking at that specific body type. So wide shoulders and a narrow waist. Your workout regimen should be geared towards allowing you to do that. So what I like to do is I incorporate a ton of lateral raises, right? So dumbbell lateral raises. Incline pressing is going to help develop your upper chest and your chest in general. Your shoulder pulls, right? So that lateral shoulder pull is going to help develop your shoulders and just create a wider and just more masculine appearance. Again, working out your neck, and a thicker neck is also going to help that as well. Ab roller to keep your torso defined, and of course, maintain a low body fat percentage. Once you work out your back as well, which is something I forgot to mention, pull-ups are going to go a long way towards helping you build up your latissimus dorsi and just widen out that back, which is going to help you project that V taper appearance that you want. And then the last piece of the puzzle, all of this is no point and useless if you have a high body fat percentage. You're still going to end up building a bulkier midsection, and all of the hard work that you're putting in your shoulder and your torso section is going to go to waste. So make sure that you are eating clean. Cycle between periods of lean bulking, where you're trying to put on mass, and very slow and controlled cuts. Try your best to stay between 12 to 14% body fat, just for an optimal appearance, so that you can see your abs and ultimately you can see all of your core features. You don't want to destroy your God-given masculine features by putting too much fat on there. So maintain a low body fat percentage, and overall you're going to feel and look so much better.